Some of the most known tools in the area are Carrot and Beacons. These are the main players when we talk about revenue management and monetization for creators in the world. We have Meta, which intends to invest over $1 billion in programs that give creators new ways to earn money. Then we have TikTok, Snapchat. Both of them have created creator funds. And finally, we have noticed the upsurge in YouTube Shorts as of late. YouTube has really pushed and promoted its Shorts feature by paying creators up to $10,000 per month for making videos with this specific feature.
Hello everyone, welcome to TF Taps Into, where we collaborate with brands to get insights on influencers and their related industries. The first collaboration is with Budge, a fintech brand for influencers focused on Southeast Asia. In the first episode of this series, we discussed the BTS influencers, what's the difference between the Southeast Asian creators and their counterparts in the West. We set, the enormity of the industry and retail therapy, for example. That was fun. So you can check that episode out if you haven't watched it. In today's episode, we'll talk about current tools and services creators use to manage monetization as well as audiences, and of course, their pros and cons. We have with us one of the founders of Budge, Shreya. Hi, Shreya. Welcome once again.
Hi, Shubham. Nice to see you again.
Well, still, yeah.
We really had a great time the first time around when we did the session with you, and I was excited about this episode.
Wonderful. We are really excited about the entire series. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's get straight into it. What kind of monetization tools are available for creators, and give us an overview of the landscape as well.
So the landscape for the monetization of content for creators has greatly evolved from what we traditionally saw as influencer-led marketing and merchandise that they sold to their followers. And it's no longer, they no longer just rely on that. They're relying on multitudes of options that are now available for monetization. One of the main ones that currently is taking the creator economy by storm is influencer-led commerce. So platforms like Trell and SimSim are some examples of companies in this domain that have cumulatively received over $200 million in funding over the last few years. And SimSim has also been acquired by YouTube recently as of late. So it's definitely the biggest player when it comes to the monetization landscape, but then direct monetization channels such as Patreon and online course platforms like Skillshare, they don't need any introduction, and they are already they have a stronghold in the space already. So they provide avenues that they have created avenues for creators to monetize on their services and content in such a effective way that they have sort of, like I said, created a stronghold in the landscape. So, and of course, we've noticed the enthusiasm with which the creator community has taken to NFTs, and the ownership economy has definitely been something that they have been wanting and vying for a very long time, wanting ownership of their digital assets that they're putting online. And even though there are growing pains that we're noticing now, of course, in the space, it cannot be counted out because there is currently such a high interest in NFT adoption and interest in the space, especially in countries in Asia. So the top 5 nations that show the highest interest in NFT adoption are all in Asia, namely China, Singapore, Hong Kong, Philippines, and South Korea. So it cannot be counted out. It may turn out to be the disparity when it comes to this stat is that none of these Southeast Asian countries are actually the world's top crypto owning nations. So what we can sort of hypothesize from that, and we can possibly attribute the high interest in NFT adoption rates, it can be attributed to the influence that creators have in these countries, amongst other things. But that is one hypothesis that people have definitely put forth, that even if they are not the top crypto owning nations, they still have so much interest in the space. So this is the current landscape that we're working with when it comes to creator monetization.
Amazing, amazing. So let's also talk about the plans of big tech companies in relation to helping creators monetize their content.
So I would like to cite a creator economy report by this venture
Mm-hmm.
capital firm called Calorie Capital for this. So they have aggregated a lot of data regarding the current steps that big tech have taken towards their users and towards creators on their platforms. And if we were to list them out, we have Meta, which intends to invest over $1 billion in programs that give creators new ways to earn money. Then we have TikTok, Snapchat. Both of them have created creator funds, and TikTok has a creator fund for $200 million, which it distributes to eligible creators. And Snapchat has a daily pool of $1 million, which it provides to its top creators of the day. And finally, we have noticed the upsurge in YouTube Shorts as of late, and that is no mistake. YouTube has really pushed and promoted its Shorts feature by paying creators up to $10,000 per month for making videos with this specific feature used. Um, and with more and more creators becoming platform agnostic, there's also been news of Meta utilizing this as a recruitment tool, by having a major presence at bitcoin 2022. So this is a convention that is usually favored by companies that have a lot of video format content, right? So YouTube and TikTok. But because Meta has been wanting to
Yeah.
expand in the area with Reels, they had a heavy presence during Bitcoin, and it paid off because Reels has had a lot of success as of late. And if we are to compare
Right.
short form content monetization across these platforms, as we just spoke about, Instagram algorithm is designed to push reels. So it encourages users to create their own reels also. So because of this, the industry really favors it for user generated content. Additionally, like the user generated content that really works well on Instagram is stuff which is highly polished, and that's why brands really flock to Instagram. But what we notice is that raw and authentic content really works well on TikTok. So that is a
Okay.
different use case altogether, different sort of audience altogether that it attracts. Being well established in the area, Instagram definitely has a sort of monopoly almost, because it has an additional billion engaged users on its platform, more than a billion more than TikTok. But as we discuss these
Okay.
numbers in the next few conversations that we're gonna have about this, we'll notice that the numbers are not telling the whole story. There's more to it. So yeah, there's lots of layers to this. Basically, which platform wins is
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's why, we started this series to take deeper dives into, various aspects of creator economy. So all the more reasons to, get to be excited about this space and to keep an eye on this, what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for the next episodes. So Shreya, which platforms have the best effective monetization opportunities for creators?
When it comes to effective monetization opportunities, there's a multitudes of layers to it. So when we talk about ad campaigns, for example, so for campaign offerings, Meta offers brands a huge advantage. Why? Because it offers them control over two key platforms that they will require, right? Instagram and Facebook, because the ad manager that is used by Meta combines stats from both the platforms. So Meta is definitely a key platform because of this basic but very core positive pro that it offers to brands for managing their campaigns. So that way, monetization also becomes easier. And Instagram has a very refined targeting and retargeting option versus its competitors. So for its creators, it's the best option when it comes to targeting. If you have a really specific idea of who you want to target to, Instagram is the place for you to go. And then when we talk about YouTube, they have, as we spoke about it, they have been seriously like working on their advertising capability with shorts also. They have offered similar features as TikTok, but they've also announced recently that 40% of the ad revenue that is generated by shorts goes back to its creators. So this is attracting a lot of new creators onto YouTube. And when we compare the
Right.
numbers, we realize that the ads that are on each of these platforms, the reach that they have, and the conversion rates that are being generated as a result of
Right.
ads is the highest on TikTok. So when we look at feature by feature between TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, even though TikTok has 1.2 billion monthly active users and Instagram has 2 billion monthly active users, when we look at the ad reach, the percentage of the total population that the ads are reaching on TikTok versus Instagram, on TikTok, 11.2%, so 884 million users out of the 1.2 billion users are seeing the ads. When it comes to Instagram, only 675 million users out of the 2 billion users are seeing the ads. The reach for the ads is completely different, even if the number of users is higher on Instagram. So in that way, if the idea is to reach and receive like almost
Interesting.
like viral, sort of feedback from your content, the best place would be TikTok, as we have noticed.
Amazing, amazing. Speaking about creating community, right? It's very important nowadays, and it's also important to become platform agnostic, right? Because you can't be at the mercy of the algorithm of one particular platform. So, how can creators fully own their community? And by fully own, I mean, how can they become platform agnostic?
So as we mentioned before, being platform agnostic is almost becoming like a second nature thing for creators now, because of the dearth of platforms that are available, because of all the different opportunities and positives that each one of these platforms has. Why would anybody use and utilize that to its best potential? So I mean, creators have an option. They have the option to want either viral effects when it comes to their content, or network effects. So one, which is viral effect, may deliver their content to mass audiences, and network effects may deliver their audiences deliver their content to a few but incredibly passionate followers that are willing to pay highly for the content that they are consuming from those creators. So given this option,
Right.
the option between the two, there is always, so for creators to be fully own their community, this is a topic that has been like debated for a very long time and argued for a very long time. Over a decade, more than a decade ago, there was a model that was proposed by the Wired editor, Kevin Kelly, called the 1,000 True Fans model, which predicted that creators on the internet, or even like small business owners on the internet, will embrace if they embrace a network effects model, which is where they garner true fans who would buy whatever they put out, even if the number of fans is only 1,000. They will still value the content that is being put out by the creator, and they will follow the creator from platform to platform, no matter which platform the creator chooses. That would be the most viable and sustainable model for any creator if they want success and want to maintain and grow their community. And only 1,000 would be needed for to ensure that the creator is making modest earnings. So it can actually be something that they're doing full time and following their passion, but still earning enough.
Right.
So this model has not only been proven true, but it has also seen propositions about even lesser numbers of fans being needed. So lesser than 1,000 being needed in today's day and age, because platforms like Patreon, platforms like Teachable have noticed that there has been close to a 20,000 increase in the average price followers are willing to pay for content that they like. So if there has been an increase in the base price that the followers are willing to pay, then you don't need as many true fans. You need lesser true fans that are willing to pay a higher amount of money for what you are putting forth and following your content
Right.
for a long time. So this has held true with the advent of NFTs and social tokens also. And it proposes that as you grow, so it works for solo creators, but right now there has been the advent of DAOs and the advent of creator communities. So it's not just working in silos, it's people are working together, collaborating together. So this works even for even for collectives, but then the number of followers needs to be directly proportionally related to the number that increases. So as you increase, as one person increases in the collective, it directly corresponds to an increase in the number, the same increase in the number of true followers. So this is kind of the model that has almost had a very high success rate, if we notice, in the current social media ecosystem. And I believe that it could
Right.
definitely work when we are talking about creators becoming platform agnostic.
Superb. Most creator platforms invariably follow, the Pareto principle, where the top 20% drive upwards of 80% of the total revenue, right? So it's like in any field of competition in life, there is this Pareto principle that applies. So how can this be solved for creators? Are there any tools that you can cite as examples?
Okay, so the tools that come on the top of my mind and are also like some of the most known tools in the area are Carrot and Beacons. So these are the main players when we talk about revenue management and monetization for creators in the world. And Carrot, it started with a problem statement that is something that the Pareto principle for creators also is highlighting, that it started as a way to provide access to working capital for creators that are building their own businesses. And traditional banks were only offering credit based off of consistent earnings, consistent revenue histories, and personal credit scores, that these creators, even the top creators, like the creators that are earning in six figures, sometimes did not have consistent revenue histories. So how could they get afforded the right financial service and the credit for that? So then Carrot came in as a way of circumventing this issue and providing creators, top creators, or medium or small creators with enough capital, enough working capital, based on not just their and their underwriting credit system is not just based on their consistent earnings, but is also based on their followers, their engagement rates, something that the creators can naturally sort of provide before being afforded a financial service of any kind. So this is something that has already paid off, and it has led to fairer allocation of capital and for creators, for ads, payrolls, etc., whatever space they want to apply that in. And additionally, Beacons, it is a completely end-to-end creator business sort of support dashboard. So it is a verticalized offering. It caters to things across engaging and managing audiences, landing brand deals, all the way to having a business online and how to manage your finances, your accounting, things like that is being taken care of by Beacon. So these are some tools that have really substantially enhanced the managing monetization for creators.
Right. And what are some of the ancillary opportunities that creators can lap up?
So ancillary, this is a little bit of a new sort of development in the area, But as the newer generations are
Mm-hmm.
actively seeking out careers as creators, as solo entrepreneurs, as influencers, many ways have sort of evolved and emerged to educate them and train them in this sort of field, right? And when we look into this area, we find that there are MCN companies in China, which is this is an abbreviation of multi-channel networks, and these are management agencies of online creators that are helping online creators that are not already tapped into the Chinese market. So online creators from all across Asia, they're training them and they're facilitating their access to the Chinese market. So this has almost become a formalized program already of training and educating these creators. And looking forward, it may be followed through in elsewhere in the world in the coming years, as we've seen with a lot of creator trends. They start from China and then they expand all over the
Right.
world. So, albeit it may be
Mm-hmm.
controversial due to how it may lend to like a lack of authenticity in the content, because that's something that
Mm-hmm.
is really, at least in the West and in a lot of other countries, that's the main thing that people follow. Like at least true fans will be gained through
Yeah.
authentic content. So this is still an opportunity, though.
Yep.
This may grow as we like speak. So definitely something to look into.
Right. Absolutely. How can creators be supported in better ways? In other words, what are some of the less addressed or underwhelming aspects of the monetization tools that are available right now?
So, I mean, not to do a self shout out, but what we're building with Budge,
Please do.
what we're building with Budge is pretty much what we envisioned as the problem started with what is not being addressed, right? We looked into the creator economy and we tried to understand the different stakeholders in the space, and we found out all of the glaring gaps in the area, right? And we realized that a full stack platform that provides creators with a verticalized offering, which is across, growing their audiences, scaling their businesses, increasing conversions with their clients and brand partnerships, processing payouts, providing financial insights. All of these things may become more and more relevant in the future due to how fragmented the current solutions in the creator space are for these particular pain points. Because all of your data is spread across different platforms. All of the different platforms have their own analytics that are being provided for you. You as a creator now it is on you to determine what to make of all of this data across these platforms, because creators more than more than more often than not want to be platform agnostic. So they don't want to depend on just one platform for all of their earnings, for all of their followers. So anything which aggregates all of this information and creates an aggregated
Mm-hmm.
analysis of their work across all these platforms would definitely be something that the creators would definitely benefit from. So that is, like a way to make them platform agnostic sustainably is something that any solution, not just what we are providing, but any solution which provides that would definitely be a good space to look into.
Amazing, amazing. And with that, Shreya, we end the episode to here. And whoever is watching us or listening us, please check out Budge. You'll find out all sorts of exciting stuff if you're a creator. So, and keep an eye on our next episodes that we are going to bring. And in case you haven't watched the first one, please do. That is available on our channel, Thousand Faces Club. And thanks for watching. Thank you for
Thank,
coming, Shreya.
thank you for calling me. Thanks, everyone. And Carrot, it started with a problem statement that is something that the Pareto principle for creators also is highlighting, that it started as a way to provide access to working capital for creators that are building their own businesses. And traditional banks were only offering credit based off of consistent earnings, consistent revenue histories, and personal credit scores, that these creators, even the top creators, like the creators that are earning in six figures, sometimes did not have consistent revenue histories. So how could they get afforded the right financial service and the credit for that? So then Carrot came in as a way of circumventing this issue and providing creators, top creators, or medium or small creators with enough capital, enough working capital, based on not just their underwriting credit system is not just based on their consistent earnings, but is also based on their followers, their engagement rates, something that the creators can naturally sort of provide before being afforded a financial service of any kind. So this is something that has already paid off, and it has led to fairer allocation of capital and for creators, for ads, payrolls, etc., whatever space they want to apply that in. And additionally, Beacons, it is a completely end-to-end creator business sort of support dashboard. So it is a verticalized offering. It caters to things across engaging and managing audiences, landing brand deals, all the way to having a business online and how to manage your finances, your accounting, things like that is being taken care of by Beacon. So these are some tools that have really substantially enhanced the managing monetization for creators.